Hello, everyone. It's the time again on the weekends. Hope you're enjoying the time with your family and people you care. So, just want to briefly touch base on last week, how the market performed, and what I'm thinking the next couple of weeks things going to happen. This week is have a little bit of volatility, ups and downs, and all depending on what sectors and things you're looking forward. It's certain behavior that was kind of expected. I kind of seeing it, FANG except Apple, they went up before the announcement and they kind of, slip after that. Even though they were reporting a robust earnings compared to forecast or even, last year comparison or overall, they were pretty good and solid. It's just demonstrating that these companies are very resilient, regardless of the economic situations. I mean, they have innovative products and plans on how to continue to grow in the market. So, U.S. futures set on Monday stand back from record high at start of busy week of corporate earning and Chinese stock fell. Hence, the index fell for 4%. Our assumption component dropped to 2.65% with a fear of Chinese regulations on education institutions. So that kind of like they were having a problem with stealing consumer information using the apps and under still investigation. They have fined some of the mega tech companies, saying they were in monopoly in the industry sector. And now they do in the education institutions. And the way I read it, the interpretation is, in the Chinese market, in the China ongoing, this year growth is they, Chairman Xi Jinping really want to focus on growing more middle class people. So they want to raise the people from the poor and lift it up to the middle class. And the way we're doing it, obviously, is unlike America, which people get richer, which richer people are getting richer in China. The strategic change on the direction, not on the tax perspective, but really from this type of policy that giving you a favor and at least the feelings that these rich people cannot be doing, with the business that they were setting up to make them richer and in their favor. A lot of time, Chinese government doesn't just take away rich people money if you think about it, and then just give it to the poor. So that's that kind of like a diplomatic change of the Chinese government. I think is it should be good for the public in the long run. But in the midst of that, obviously there are always some consequences associated with that, which in this case, with the diplomacy not going very well with, and the tension with U.S. and Chinese market, you can see the stock that keep dumping, the foreigner who own the Chinese stock keep dumping, driving the sell off. So, this is well beyond the investor really can control in some extent. So, I think it has to be have a government talking to each other, recognizing, understanding the impact and how much damage you create, and not necessarily just to the China and Chinese government. See, that's one of the issues. Is people think they're doing that. It's just only hurting the Chinese economy. No, the U.S. also benefit from the stock market or from the stock enlisted in U.S. So that is something that, as an investor, as an institutional investor, as a bankers, people need to recognize, right? I mean, if there's no incentive, no benefit for America, you think these stock will go and be able to really enlist in America, as security exchange? So something to think about, right? But for the meanwhile, right now, things just not, looking well, and you keep tumbling and because of the sell up. So I think when the situation, get more modernized, this stock you will see a rebound. So that's why, in the last month when the market was going down, the Chinese stock kept tumbling. I say buy more, buy more, but I don't know what the bottom number is, right? So I can only say you have to average it out using the average cost methodology and looking for long term, which I keep propagating third quarter, fourth quarter, when China can meet the 8% GDP growth for a year or even better, then then things will turn around. So you may have to hold for, right now we're already in August, beginning of August, so we may hold 3 months to 6 months longer to see the perspective of that. Large cap stock were mostly positive investor power into the sector, which has gained about 14% since its May slow. The broader market was lifted by climate energy stock as oil prices recovered some losses from the low of the day, with stock hovering a record high. Some of Wall Street see wild wings coming from the market, but ultimately continue to back the bull market. What we are looking for is what companies doing with these strong earnings. What are they doing with their cash flow? Tom Helen, the Directional Investment Strategy at U.S. Bank Wealth Management, told Invest Insider on Monday. Bitcoin jumped 9.2% to 38,542.46. The digital currency rose about $38,000 for the first time in about 6 weeks. Microsoft report earnings per up share $2.17 compared to forecast $1.91. The stock rose to record high but pulled back to 284.91 end of the week. So if you look at Microsoft, there were time a few months ago they were standing around 220. So if you can see that's fairly solid 20% up since the earnings season that started. Stock sold off on Tuesday, however, ending report from tech giant and Federal Reserve next policy announcement. The S&P 500 closed Fed Wednesday, and S&P 500 went up 0.7%. In the process conference that followed the monetary policy meeting, Powell said there was more ground to make up in the labor market to meet substantial further progress threshold to take bond purchases. While many people who have jobs and doing pretty well and may have been consistent, they get laid off, they really thinking, Powell was lying, but I would tell you that again, the job market, despite you see some improvement, a lot of these jobs still tailoring to the low pay job. So you have a lot of people who are middle ground, right? Middle range. I don't even think which people care. They don't work anyway. So the middle class people were suffering due to the pandemic and really hard to find a job replacing the previous job or salary. So I can tell you I'm the one testifying that, right? So it still remains a challenge, and there's it's just different, it's not necessarily maybe in America, but maybe for the rest of the world as well. So I don't know. It's just a very challenging environment. So I hope employer in America understanding that and really looking for people, really hiring people, and while there's a budget allow and just place the people in, because the market still need a long way to go. Even the number looks better, but if you look at you have to again go back to consider people, women who take care of children because they didn't go to child care, the children staying home. Some people were forced to retire early, yet they actually would like to work longer for a few more years if possible, but because of the pandemic. Some people just lost hope looking for jobs because they have been looking for a year, didn't get anything, and they really considered a waste of time. So all these things, and then lastly, people who just graduate from college looking for job, chances are, the number that you show unemployment, it totally dismiss this group of students who just recently graduated. Like my nephew recently graduated, he's still looking for job. I think his colleague, his classmate was still looking for jobs. So the economy is not really looking the way as good as the picture painted. That's my bottom line that I want people to understand. You can make the argument all day long, but in my perspective or people I know, my friends, the economy is not as strong in America. Boeing came out with earning much better than the forecast, and the stock rose 5% within a day. The stock dropped as low as $206 on July 19, but ended at $226.48. Apple reported incredible third quarter earnings, but yet stock has pulled back and ended at $145.86, versus intra-week high at $149.50. But if you look at Apple, if you have bought it 2 weeks ago at the dip, you will probably get it about $132 to $135. Now it has $149. You're making more than 10%, right? Or close to 10% return just in 2 weeks. Just bear that in mind. Alphabet which is Google, rose more than 3% after reporting broad quarterly result led by a 69% jump in advertising revenue in the second quarter, with YouTube revenue up 83% from last year. Chinese stock rebound significantly will outperform after giving so much selling pressure due to TikTok and other regulatory policies from China, earlier week. The new jobless claim dropped slightly to 400,000 for the week ended July 24th from a revised 424,000 the week before, drove optimism about economic recovery. So Thursday, the stock market actually rebounded from previous day low. However, decline in energy and Amazon-led future outlook revision drove the market lower. With the exception of Apple, failed to pick up the slack as Facebook, Google, Alphabet, and Amazon.com were in the red. Chevron, which is symbol CVX, and ExxonMobil, symbol XOM, fell despite reporting better than expected quarterly result again. Energy stock, I would say 2 more weeks, you want to get out. I bought Chevron, but I'm losing money right now, unfortunately. I mean, like I said, even though they have a really incredible earning better than estimate, but they don't go up. Robinhood HOOD was up after IPO to as high as $40.25 but ended at $35.15. The broader market was suffered due to fear impact of the Delta and economic recovery. Again, this is something I'm not concerned myself, and I mean it is there, and then the government policy, as far as I know, I mean U.S. government just tells you get vaccinated. I mean there's no solution right now but vaccinated. But so it is, very and my understanding is a lot of company really asking their employees going back to office. So, in summer season again, people will go and travel. My cousin just came visit me, and I asked them, is the plane full? They say yeah, and I look at the price ticket. I mean, they share with me. Well, they travel through United Airlines. The plane ticket is not cheap anymore. So it's not like at the beginning of the pandemic where they give discount and tell everybody you get all these points you can use whatever just to attract people on the plane. I assure you that is why you need to buy United Airlines. As what I had propaganda a couple of weeks ago for that, because you have seen it in the past. Look at pre-pandemic, their prices were at $91, and their job today is still at $52, so still a bargain. And you know what the cool thing about airline? They can always raise prices. That's how they make up the revenue. If they don't catch up, and there's still demand out there. So I mean, obviously, we're still waiting for the business travel to catch up. Then definitely that is the positive of the light of the tunnel for them. Cruise stock were down approximately 5% overall. Dow Jones was down 0.4%, 126.08 points down compared to previous week, and S&P 500 was down 0.4%, and Nasdaq was down 1.1%, which is 164.31 points lower. S&P 500 is still very close to record high, just to let you know that, and it is still higher if you compare previous weeks. High inflation, rising interest rate, and less accommodative Federal Reserve could lead to short-term market volatility, but we expect the bull market to remain intact, Wells Fargo said in a note. Well, in fact, we do see volatility happen in a week, but overall, if you look at it, the trend is still looking at upward, right? So it's pretty healthy, and the fear of Delta hopefully will not be a stopper travel and summer break. There will be more corporate earning, and EV sectors will be reporting as well. So hopefully these good news will drive further momentum given the yield curve remains low. So for stock recommendation, for those who bought bowling at a dip, you should benefit about 10%, right? I mean, they came out earning and they actually make money rather than estimate losing money, driving the market up 6% that day, and it was dipping. The day was dipping pretty bad. It was from $220 dropped to $206, and the day the lowest on the 19th. So I don't know. So if you have bought that day and go up, hold just a week, you actually have gained 10%, which is not bad. Again, it all depends on strategy. If you want to take the 10% and walk, feel free to do so. Otherwise, this stock, like I said before, pre-pandemic, they were $450. During pandemic, they have financing when we plane problem, 747 issue, the bigger plane, 747 issues. the stock came down as low as $90, but I actually benefit from them from $90, and they raised $125. I sold them, and then they dip, another dip again, and then I bought back and go up to 150. I sold it again, so I make twice round of the money of bowling. But the funny part is, here's the thing: if the one I bought at $90 last year didn't touch it, and now it's a 220. I'm actually doubling, right? 100% return. So this bowling, I'm telling you, if you buy now, you're looking for long run. Well, a couple years later, you will go double, right? $400 some again, right? This is not, let's just say, surprising to you. And then cruise stock with the same philosophy. You go look at the cruise price pre-pandemic right now. Right now, everybody worry about Delta. That's exactly the wonderful, best opportunity for you to buy more. Now, I can tell you what's a dip is. Well, actually, I could. It could be the lowest for CCL can go down to $9 a share. Okay, right now it's $21.50. But what is the likelihood of that? And so you would buy some right now, right, 20 or 19. Then if you dip again, to $15, you buy more, and then $10, you buy more, and then you dilute the average out to 15. And the cruise stock could go back to $40. So 100% return, but you have to hold on, right? Not happen tomorrow, okay? Just bear that in mind. So these travel leisure stocks are still great opportunity for future outperformance. And then, FANG, I like Apple and Google. Apple obviously, iPhone 13 is coming into play. iPad continued to have improvement. The new iPad came out and it was a quick sales, and the Chinese market still very strong. So Google continued technology with AI advertisement. I mean that YouTube, you name them, they still are the way to go and get a lot of money. So these two stocks are the stock I really like. I think they are, but you have to be careful. So I would suggest you evaluate the stock valuation before buying the stock. And again, I always give you the tips. I don't buy anything at the current price. I need to buy it at a bargain. What does that mean? I say 20% is the bargain, but sometimes you're so anxious, you think you can wait that long, so I would say drop 10%, you buy. But to be honest with you, when things always dip probably 10% or in something that stock, chances are you'll go further down. So that means hitting 20% is not a bad story. But after you hit 20%, you could actually go down another 5 to 10% to 30%. Then you will start to rebounding. I mean, you can see and pick some of the stock. Maybe a little wild stock like XPEV. You can clearly see the picture I just described to you. And then Chinese stock too. You can pick PDD, Pinduoduo, Baidu, Bilibili. You name them. So I mean, these are the story I want to share with you, and it all depends on who you are. But if you want to be more secure, then you will go with Apple, Google, Microsoft. I mean, Disney was my favorite. I think it's pretty safe. You go Starbucks. You go with the stock again with huge big revenue and also profit, and also they will have a pipeline of growing too. They have a plan, a pipeline when something going to come out. So these stock will be only go stronger, and and for the Chinese stock, I still recommend PDD, Pinduoduo, Baidu, TCEHY, Tencent. Baidu and Tencent actually have over $1 billion in revenue with profits, so they are making money. Pinduoduo still losing money, just FYI. They invest many smaller company in EV as well because they have so much money. So they actually in China, they invest a lot of small company go and selling them their project and things that they do, and they would just put money, as part of it. Maybe sometimes give them shares, sometimes eventually buy them or whatnot. But that's just want to share with you. So they are very, from a high tech perspective, they are not just what you know about what they do, but they actually pretty well diversified. Yeah. Stock fell between 50 to 70% from a year high, a great choice for long run investment, but you have to choose carefully. Okay. So like I said, some stock I gave you AI. Oh my God, that's for $160. I mean, it dropped down to $40, the lowest. That's even, 70, more than 70% fraud. You look at it, it was $90 plus, and you dropped to $50 today. All these are really well discount stock. You can look at BIGC. Even though the reversal happened, you stay around $70 some right now. Range, but they were dropping as low as like $42 during the dip. A month ago. So just these are the stock give you perspective. Their potential go up and their potential go down. But if you can buy it at the very low, you keep it and wait. Chances it give you pretty good return, like 20% plus. And XPEV again, I wouldn't buy right now. Wait, NIO and LI, I wouldn't buy right now unless you want to bet their earnings, right? So they probably will be losing money less than what was projected. So if the market reacted to that as a favorable news with the revenue consistently going up as a trend, then they may get rewarded. But how much percent will be pushing, I don't know. So I still think these stock will actually come back down, and then you will buy back again and wait for it, So, but it's up to you. And then Bitcoin and ETH have rebounded this week, and I sold some of them already. So I set up around 35,500 for BTC and 2,100 for ETH to buy back. So I sold them a profit. I just set them up in my system. If you hit it up, buy back for me. And then we put up a selling price again, 40,000 for BTC. If you hit it, sell it for me again. So I think this, because the volatility perspective on really cryptocurrency is even higher than the stock market. So you can easily don't have to look at them and put some deal like that and the Luma buy, Luma sell. You will make money. You'll be surprised when you hit the button next time. You only make money. You can see how I consistently applying the 20% discount model as well, on at least 10%. So again, you want to make money in investment. Sometimes consistency, persistency, and basically being disciplined is very important. So good luck everyone. I hope we'll have another robust 2 weeks for market to rise. Thank you. Have a nice and wonderful day. Any questions, just send me a message and give me a like. And if you have not subscribed, please do so and forward to your friend as well. You think this is really good YouTube to be shared.